Welcome, John or Steve or Fred, to the Monday Night live stream. Thanks for coming on. I appreciate it. Hello,
Hey,
everyone
not a
in
problem.
chat. So I think we're gonna go kind of like maybe just like an AMA style, um, or AUA, Ask Us Anything, maybe. So any general fish questions or questions in general, drop them in the chat. But I wanted to ask you about your tool series. Any upcoming teasers besides what we saw on Sunday?
Um, Shoot. Well, this one is the overfeeding episode, and then the week after that is going to be betas, and we're going to have some fun with that one. We haven't shot that one yet, so I'm still a little nervous about it, uh, but yeah, it's going to be. We got a lot of really cool topics coming out for that series, and we were just talking about it a second ago. It's so much fun. I love it. It's almost like the whole the whole thing is starting all over again from scratch. So I love it.
You keep, well, anyways. So, how many topics do you have planned? Do you have like a whole backlog already? Like,
You said
this
I
seems like
keep
one of
what?
those ideas that like just keeps rolling and rolling and rolling, and you get like nonstop ideas.
Yeah, I mean, at first I did. Were you saying was I am I skipping or something? I mean, I'm like full strength here. I don't. What were you
It
saying?
was doing something weird like zooming in and zooming out, but it might have been on my end. I think I fixed it.
Oh, okay. So anyway, yeah, the when we first had the idea to do it, it was like just a flow of new topics and stuff like that. And then the series has already changed a little bit. So I'm kind of rewriting things and all of that. But
To go with
we
the
have a
Fred Durst
list.
angle.
Well, yeah, we're definitely going to yeah embrace that quite a bit with some more little oh, what's the word I'm looking for? Just little Easter eggs of '90s references, which will be fun. Um, but yeah, I think what we're going to end up evolving it into is more Stephen Karen, less of the stuff at the end where we're kind of doing the lesson of the video. I think it's I'm gonna try to do is incorporate the whole thing being Stephen Karen. Eventually work into something like that, but it's hard to come up with all of the that's like it's almost like writing for a television show. It's crazy. So it's fun. I mean, I love it, and the ideas keep flowing. Believe me.
I think it's pretty cool. It's definitely a refreshing change of pace from the regular fish videos. Uh, Matthew Vargas says, "Is that trophy floating?" Yes, it is. This is my Dundie. You can see it here for 2019 Streamer of the Year, my Dundie Award. So thank you.
That is amazing. Well deserved.
On display in the background there. What is that weird statue behind Bob? Yep, that is my Dundie Award. Thank you, Dunder Mifflin. I saw a question in here, and it was about Pictus catfish, our spotted Pictus cat's community fish. What do you think?
Community fish? No.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Uh, but they're really cool.
It's one of those fish that I've always liked since I was a kid. They're super active, but as far as community fish, you could probably do them with like larger community fish, maybe some like larger rainbows, things like that. But they're highly food aggressive, and they're super fast and will outcompete a lot of fish for food. So they can go with larger fish, but they're gonna outcompete for food in my experience.
I think that's why most people just keep them with Africans. Makes sense.
You're gonna have to talk until my dog's done barking.
Oh, okay. That'll be fun. I'm. Shoot, I guess I'll go to the chat then. This is your show. I don't have anything to talk about here. Uh, let's see. Man, you done put me on the spot like I've never done this before. This is weird. Oh, Mr. B's asking where am I? This is the old office. Bob asked me kind of last minute if I wanted to come on here and do this. he asked me yesterday, but that's still last minute for me. And I was like, you know what? It's really hot out in the fish room. The cats are out there. I got it all torn apart because I'm doing a new series out there. So I said, forget it. I'm just gonna go back to the old office. This is where I started streaming. Well, when I came back from my break, and but you just get my nationals stuff in the background.
So
Not
is this a new series in addition to Tool?
well. It's not a new. Well, it's a new. How do I describe it? I
Just
just
videos?
got done. Well, I just got done doing a series of reviews of hang on the back filters, and I just started recording this weekend reviews for canister filters. So, gone out and bought 3 canister filters, and I'm going to get 3 more. And so I've got a tank sitting in the middle of the room that I'm using to set all these up on, and it's madness out there. So figured coming in here will be a little easier.
All right. Fish Tank Barn. Sorry, I missed your super chat there, buddy. Does John prefer black or blue backgrounds?
For like green screen type thing, is that what
No,
he's
for
asking?
fish tanks, black or blue?
Oh, I'm black. I like black. I mean, blue I like too, but I think black is the way to go. I'm thinking, I don't know if I've ever talked about this publicly, but I'm thinking about taking the background out of my 240 and just going black when we move everything down to the basement. Black makes the fish pop more. I like black.
Yeah, so he's trolling me because I've been dogging blue backgrounds for the last couple weeks because I think they look terrible, especially in comparison to black backgrounds. I just do not like blue at all. I think it washes out the colors, especially if you have blue fish. I know when I'm downstairs and I'm trying to photograph blue fish that are in blue backgrounds, it's just terrible. But you put it against a black background, oh, they look so good.
That's very, very true. I definitely, I mean, if I was going to have a tank like in my living room or something like that, I don't think blue would look bad. But for YouTube, for video purposes, there's no debate that black is going to be better. So yeah, but if I knew that you had said that, I probably would have answered the question a lot differently. But
that's why I had you answer first. And then Priscilla MKR with the $5 super chat says, sharing is caring. I'm not sure what she's referring to, but thank you for the super chat.
Probably sharing this stream out. Share it out to everybody.
Yeah, absolutely. And hit the like. Candy says, hit the like for the blue haters.
Sorry, Bob. I brought 2 dislikes to your stream. Sorry about that.
They were there before we started. Usually I have 3 before we start, which I'm in favor of. So thank you. I'll take, it's the same interaction, so it's all the same to me.
I mean, it's a clear-cut example of a troll.
And they help my channel. That's why it's great. Like, just keep doing it.
Yep.
Mike says, Bob, I need some Panagaras. My rainbows killed my autos. You need to start selling fish again. Mike, I did start selling fish again. It's officially opened back up, although I don't know for how long, because, trying to get some dog points here.
Just, again, trolling you because you don't like little dogs.
That's not true at all. So there's certain specific dogs I don't like, and it just comes to their personality. Generally, smaller dogs have the personality I don't like. But there are cool small dogs for sure. And I play with them all the time now at the shelter.
This one has the personality you probably would not like. My other one, which is down on the floor right now with my beagle, you would like him. He's got the person. He's a lover. He loves everybody. He's awesome. That one that I was just holding, not so much. She can be.
See, some of them are just jerks.
Feisty. Yeah.
And big dogs can be jerks too, but I don't want to worry about stepping on my dog and breaking it. So one of the reasons I like big dogs.
We get the screeches here. They don't whine. They screech. It's horrible. And if you step on one by accident, that's exactly what happens. We get that all the time here.
So K Walker has a question. He says, I found springtails jumping on the surface of most of my aquariums. Is there a fish that likes to eat them? Hatchet fish and also rainbow fish. But I do have a video on feeding springtails, and I noticed like the rainbow fish couldn't see them until I turned the light off. So the hatchet fish saw them all the time. But yeah, so certain fish have problems seeing them with the lights on. I don't know if it's like glare, reflection, whatever. But hatchet fish, by far, out of all the fish I tried to feed them to, hatchet fish liked them the most.
110-pound Dogue de Bordeaux thinks he's a small dog. That's funny.
Let's see. Where are all the sweet epistos on the website? I have epistos coming in this week. Lumpy dog, this week. A pretty rare species that I cannot pronounce the name of, but you will see it probably Friday. Friday, I'm guessing. What Elbow Aquatics? This is a question for you. Is extreme fish food the new Northfin? I don't know why that's a question, but you are the extreme fish food expert, and I think you used to have Northfin. I've never used either fish food, so I don't know.
I've used both. They're both good foods. Extreme is one that we've been huge fans of ever since we tried it for the first time, and it's not because of hype or anything like that. We didn't even know anybody when we first started feeding that food. The reason why I'm a fan of it is because I haven't found a fish that won't eat it and do extremely well on it. Northfin's a good food too. I mean, we sold that on our website. I think that there is waves, it's like, what's the thing that's being hyped now? For a while there, if you could remember the Zis filter hype, I mean, everybody was talking about those, including me. I wasn't really talking about them, but they sent me a bunch of them, which I didn't even ask for. But there's always going to be something that's being hyped. Right now, everybody's hearing about Extreme. There's a few channels that are working with them. It's good stuff. I mean, and so, yeah, there you go. But we've been feeding that food since 2013 and absolutely loved it. So that's it's a beautiful partnership for us because it's easier to talk good about something when you wholeheartedly believe in it.
Yeah, and I'll say, like, man, I want to say it was like 2014 or maybe 13, 14, 15, that whole time frame. It just seemed like every 3 months there was a new food and everyone was hyping it. Every 3 months there was this new cichlid food or this or that. But Extreme's been around forever. Northfin's been around forever. So I don't necessarily think they're like the flavor of the month or fads because they've been around for a long time now. And I know that like Extreme Fish Foods, obviously Corey picked it up, so it's making the rounds everywhere. But I've talked to people behind the scenes that use it, like the honest, not just on the video, and so far I haven't had one person say anything negative about it. Not that there's people out there that are saying they like it just because they got it for free, but normally you get like the real version or the real experience behind the scenes, and I haven't had anyone say anything negative about it. So one of these days I'll try it, but I've got so much fish food right now that most of it's going to end up rotting anyway. So
yeah, you've got 5-gallon buckets of fish food.
I know, it's insane. And I'll be honest, that Sarah flake, almost nothing eats it in my fish room.
Really?
Yeah, but like I have the Sarah wafers. I have obviously the tabs that you stick on the tank. Everything goes nuts for like the wafers and that, but just this flake, nothing goes after it, I swear. And it may just be old. I may have left the lid off, and it may be bad. I don't know, but
see, that's the thing with Extreme. I mean, again, before we knew anybody, we were feeding that, and the feedback came to us from customers too. It wasn't just any kind of hype. I mean, I don't think nobody was talking about Extreme on YouTube back then. And when you get that feedback from customers, they're coming back and they're upset because we ran out and stuff like that. I mean, you know it's a good product, and that was way before anybody ever even mentioned it on YouTube. But I totally get the whole thing with fads and all that. I mean, it's the flavor of the month kind of thing. That's never going to go away.
I still like my Zis filter though. I have it in an extremely overpopulated tank, and it just keeps chugging along. I like it just because I like the way it looks. That's...
Well, I wasn't saying anything bad about those
Yeah,
filters.
yeah,
Not,
yeah, 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 I get
I
it.
was just saying it was a fad there for a bit, and probably was started by Corey. I don't know for sure, but um, it's always that way. I mean, there's I don't even know if it's fair to call them fads, but there's always that hyped product of the month kind of thing.
Casey Summer says my fish love Sarah Flake. I don't know. I think my flakes. I think they're just bad, honestly. You know when you feel flakes and they're kind of crispy and fresh. These just feel. It's a very weird texture. I don't want to say rubbery, but it's definitely not like a crisp, like flake. I don't know. It's hard to explain. So I think they just might be bad. I got them from Jimmy before he moved, so that was over a year ago. So. They might just got I don't know, stale. Who knows? Do you know any fish that would eat dragonfly larvae but not shrimps? And have to be in cold water? I have no idea. That's way out of my wheelhouse.
Yeah,
I
that's
don't know
not.
if you have any suggestions, but
Nope.
yeah. I just know those things are not good to have in your tanks. There was one more question up here. Kenny says, can we get these guys to 100 likes? I hope so. What is your opinion on the worst fish food? Now, if you don't want to get into brands or anything, that's fine. I'll certainly do it. I don't care, but do you have
No,
any
I mean,
opinions?
I'm not afraid of that. I'm not afraid of that at all. I just don't know. I don't know if one pops into mind. I mean, I don't know. You obviously have one, so why don't you go with it?
I don't think it's the worst by any means. There's a lot of weird stuff that you can find on like eBay and Amazon. I would say the biggest disappointing fish food for me is basically anything Hikari. To me, Hikari is like the McDonald's of fish food, or Taco Bell. Everything eats it, but I feel like, I feel like a company with that kind of resources could produce a better quality product. And by that I just mean better ingredients. Normally when I look at Hikari food, like the first 4 or 5 ingredients are just fillers. And it's kind of disappointing, but it's a good average food, I guess, but I just feel like they could do better.
Well, see, that's what's funny about this hobby, because you've talked about 2 foods now, the Sarah and Hikari, that you couldn't get your fish to eat the Sarah, and you're not a fan of Hikari. I've had good luck with both of those. So,
So I feed Hikari. I'm not gonna lie. I
Okay.
feed the Viber bites. Actually, the big disappointment was the algae wafers. Nothing eats the algae wafers. Not even my mystery snails, near eye snails, pond snails. Nothing eats them. So except for my turtle, because the turtle will eat everything. So now my Hikari algae wafers go to my turtle.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, there was a time where I was kind of stuck on Hikari. I was feeding the Super Cichlid Excel to all of my breeders when we had 29 breeding colonies of Africans, and we fed them that, and they did super well on it. I mean, they looked really good. They bred like crazy. The biggest problem I had with it was just costing me a fortune, because I was buying it in small bags, and not small bags, but the bigger Hikari bag, not the giant one. And so I was going broke, going to Petco's and buying those bags, like 3 or 4 of them a week. But my fish did extremely well on it. So I mean, I've always had luck with Hikari.
Yeah,
Even
and for me,
their
like Tetra food is right there with it. Like I feed a lot, like the Tetra granules, the Tetra flakes, and I would say that that's like a Hikari equivalent. And all my fish go crazy for that stuff too. I just don't know that I would ever feed it on like a consistent basis, like every single day. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like they could do better. Like some of their stuff is pretty good, but I don't know. I just look at those ingredients. I don't know.
you
Maybe I'm
just
just being
don't
too
like
elitist.
whatever. Yeah, see, you just whatever's the biggest, you automatically don't like. You probably don't shop at Walmart, do you?
I shop at Walmart. Are you kidding me? I bought all my lights at Walmart. Dude, $16 for 48-inch LED lights.
Yeah, you can't
That's
beat
insane. That's I don't even know how they get them that cheap, especially with the tariffs. I don't know. Maybe they found a way around that, but that's so cheap, and it grows plants just fine. So
Well, there you
yeah,
go.
I have no problem with the big guys. The Hikari people have always been really nice to me at like aquatic experience. Um, I don't know. I don't know. And again, I know nothing about running a business that size. I'm sure it's really expensive, and they're trying to cut corners, or not cut corners, but cut costs wherever they can. And I don't know. I just wish they could move up some of the ingredients a little higher on the list. Is all. That's all.
You're an ingredient snob.
Yep.
That's okay.
Yep. Well, I'm with my own food too, and I am with my dog food as well. So at least I'm consistent.
Yeah, don't you like broil steaks for your dogs or whatever every week?
Yep. Yep. And matter of fact, last weekend I went and got some premium top sirloin ribs. They're on sale at the butcher for dirt cheap. But yes, whenever I make myself steak, I make one for both my dogs. Same with chicken breasts. If I make my chicken breast for the week, I make them for my dogs.
There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's fine. It's well.
I mean,
It's
I don't
crazy.
have kids, so I gotta spoil someone.
Yeah. See, and that's fine. I mean, it's you're nuts for doing that, but at the same time, hey, if you can do it, do it.
Where was this question? Somebody asked, sorry, I don't see it now, but if we're gonna work with goodeids, I currently have trout goodeids and tequila goodeids, so my answer is yes. I don't feel like that's a fish that you would get into, though.
I don't even know what that is, so my answer is
Exactly.
going to be no.
Oh, Jimothy, right there. Jimothy asked that. So there you go. I have two species. I might get one or two more. It's kind of the thing, like, if somebody local, that's how I got both my species. They were both locally bred from my local club. So I don't know that it's something that I would, like, pay to have shipped for me or shipped to me or anything like that. But they're super awesome fish. Definitely. Why? Oh, here's a question for you. This is up your alley. Why are bucochromis hard to find? Are they hard to find?
Um, well, they're not a readily available fish, that's for sure. And I think it's because they're really only popular with hardcore African cichlid keepers. They grow slow. They do get big. They're gorgeous. I love them. I used to have one. He passed. I don't. He jumped out of the tank, and there was no gaps in the lids. I don't even know how that ended up happening, but um, I love them. They've always been one of my favorites, but they're not what you would think of as like a mainstream African cichlids. When you think about African cichlids, you think about Phaneustis and Taiwan reefs and empresses and Borlei. The Bucanoto, that's what I call them. That's one of those that like the hardcore African cichlid keeper or hap keeper, and more particularly would be into. So because there's not a huge demand for them, there's not a lot of people breeding them. That's why they're harder to find. But usually, if you go to websites like Live Fish Direct, Imperial Tropicals, these sites that specialize specifically in African cichlids, you'll usually find them there. They might be smaller, but they're there. That's where I got mine, was Live Fish Direct.
All right, so I'm going to touch on a few quick questions here. Somebody asked if, and again, this was a while ago in the chat, so I don't know if you're still here, but will assassin snails eat baby shrimp? Yes, they will if they catch them. And yes, bitterlings eat shrimp. There you go. A couple of quick questions knocking out of the way there. Matthew Vargas with the $2 super chat says, how often per week should you feed frozen? Now, I feed frozen 2 to 3 times a week. If I could afford it, I would feed it a lot more. But what's your thoughts?
It's one of the best foods out there. So I mean, you're not going to hurt anything by feeding them that constantly, except for your pocketbook. That well, Matthew Vargas is a dude, so your wallet. If you can afford to do it, it's one of the better things you can do. So, but if you want to, people call it a treat, like give it to your fish as a treat, a couple times a week is perfectly fine. But then again, it's also perfectly fine every single time you feed your fish if you can afford it.
All right, so I'm gonna answer Terry Lindsay's question here. He's been a huge supporter for a
While
long
you do
time.
that, I'm gonna let my dogs out real quick because I'm home alone. So,
Okay, well, it was a question towards you, so I'll wait.
give me 20 seconds.
Friday Fish Facts Ron says, "How could you have John on since he didn't include you in his top YouTube channels?" He did. He did. Now I gave him crap because I was included in Lisa's top favorite, and so I don't know. We were talking about something, and I'm like, I don't care what you have to say because I'm not even in your list of top 10 or top 5 YouTubers or whatever. And he was like, that list was from both of us. It's top 10. I'm like, okay, that's how you need to save it.
Sorry, Bob.
All right. So Terry says, John, once again, Lisa's video on loving a less than perfect fish was outstanding. Any other videos planned like it was the best video in a long time. And he's talking about the less than perfect betta fish.
Yeah, the title of that video was Bubbles. Didn't go with some fancy algorithm friendly YouTube title. I just named it Bubbles.
Hey,
And
the fact that it only said bubbles made me click on it.
well, I was kind of hoping for that. Like, people would be like, Bubbles, that has to be a mistake, and maybe think it's a Trailer Park Boys reference or something. But that's one of those videos, Bob. You and I have talked about this before. That was one of those videos that I did not care if anybody watched it because I was so happy with how that video turned out. Lisa, the way it all worked out, I ended up finishing that video really late at night. And so she didn't get to see it until the next day. And she said she cried when she watched it for the first time. So, because she just recorded the voiceover and the video wasn't even anywhere near done. So she knew what she said in the video, but it still made her cry. So that's all that mattered to me. Not making her cry. It's not like I enjoy making her cry, but the way it made me feel, as happy as I was with that video, it could have gotten 12 views and I would have been perfectly happy with that. So when is there another one coming out like that? I don't know. Those things happen, and it's kind of a spontaneous thing. You don't really see it coming. We don't have any more funky fish to do videos like that on, but that kind of creativity, that kind of oddball type video, they just happen. I mean, I can't really even make plans for that kind of a thing. But thank you, whoever it was that said that. Thank you very much for that comment or compliment, because that video meant a lot and meant a lot to Lisa. So really happy about it.
All right, Matthew Vargas has a follow-up question about the frozen food. Besides brine and bloodworms, what else should be in the rotation? I'll tell you, I don't use brine. I use bloodworms, mysis, shrimp, and clams on a half shell. That is my only frozen food that I keep. Do you keep anything else?
No, I mean, we do feed brine shrimp because we got a lot of little teeny tiny fish in there. What do we have right now? We've got the brine shrimp, the bloodworms, beef heart sometimes for the discus, but the frozen food that we're feeding now is got a lot of beef heart in it from Hans, but yeah, the bloodworms, I mean, that's the one to keep a stock of right there. That's one of the best foods out there, the frozen bloodworms.
Yep, that's always the one I stock up on most. Well, and clams on a half shell because of puffers, but so yeah, mysis. Bob Kaler says krill. Krill's another good one.
Absolutely.
But I don't know, for some reason I just go with mysis, bloodworms, and clams.
I really like freeze-dried krill.
I haven't had any luck with freeze-dried krill. I don't know why.
See, it's the opposite for me. My arowanas, my Oscars, that whole South American tank,
That's
they
probably
just go
why.
crazy.
See, I don't keep those fish.
Yeah.
There was another question here. What's a good fish that will help with snail problem? I'm gonna say loaches.
Puffers.
Dwarf chain loaches are amazing.
If you got a small tank, get the little figure 8 puffers.
Figure 8.
Those are fun to watch eat the little teeny tiny snails. Those are cute.
Figure 8 puffers? Or are you talking about pea puffers?
Well, figure 8 puffers is the ones that I had. Are they the same thing or what? I don't know.
Well, you said teeny tiny, so I would assume pea puffers are teeny tiny. Figure 8 puffers are big compared to pea puffers.
Well, but Figure eights stay pretty small though, don't they? They don't get huge like.
Yeah. I mean, they're not
all
like
those.
fahakas or anything.
Right.
But compared to a pea puffer, they're not teeny tiny.
Well, but see, when I said teeny tiny, I was referring to the snails, not the.
Oh.
I was saying it's fun to watch them eat teeny tiny snails. So that's, yeah, there you go. You weren't listening. That's the problem.
I'm listening to you drop swear words on my channel.
I didn't.
Teeny tiny snails.
Oh, I didn't mean that.
Demonetized. Just kidding.
I got a lot of tricks that can get you demonetized. Don't even worry about it.
Just having you on, it gets me demonetized.
Probably, and a lot of dislikes.
Yep. We're trying to go for payback since I lost you so many subscribers. See how many subscribers I can lose here.
But see, what's funny is you talk about that still all the time. But that's every live stream that I do. I lose a lot of subscribers. So, but I like picking on you for it, and you keep bringing it up. So,
well, it's fun to joke about. Yeah, I lose a lot every live stream too. People get mad because I live stream too often, but I don't really care. I'm still gonna do it.
I've had a few recently where we've actually gained subscribers, but losing subscribers it's pretty commonplace on my live streams. So,
I feel like they're probably people that don't or not like active watchers anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
I talked with Corey about it one day, and he's a YouTube savant, and he was like, "Oh no, don't even worry about that. It's not even really a thing." And I'm like, "What do you mean?" And he gave me some kind of a explanation of why it's not actually the live stream that's causing those lost subscribers, and I was like, all right, I like that. It made sense when he explained it to me, but I don't remember what it was that he said. It's like he said something like it's the cumulative lost subscribers leading up to that live stream, and then YouTube just tells you they all came from that or something. I don't know. Corey did a better job explaining it, but it definitely made me feel better about it.
So here's a good question for you. Paul wants to know, and I don't know if you're ready to announce this, but which canister filters are you going to review?
Oh, I don't mind that at all. I've purchased the Marineland Magnaflow, and all of the ones that I'm getting are basically for like a 55 to 75 gallon tank, so I'm not going to be doing the big giant ones. But I've gotten the Marineland Magnaflow, the Penplex. Is it Penplex? I've always said Penplex. I don't know.
It's Penplex.
Yeah, it definitely is. But anyway, so the Penplex Cascade, the Marineland Magnaflow, the Aquarium Quiet Flow, and then I'm going to get the 7 series from Fluval, which I've already done a video on, but I'll do another one. The Oasa with the built-in heater, which I really like. Well, I don't know. I like the fact that it has the heater in it. I don't know if I like the filter yet because I've never used it.
The concept.
I like the concept a lot. And then one more, probably the Sun, because that's another one of those hyped up Jay Wilson type things. So I say Jay Wilson because he talked about him all the time. But if there's a better suggestion for the 6th one, I'm open to suggestions. But I don't know if Eheim makes one that's smaller. I've never used an Eheim filter, so I don't know.
Well, I really liked my Odyssey filter, which is a knockoff eBay brand.
Oh, see, I've never even heard of that. So that makes sense.
They have their own FX6, but it's only $100.
Oh,
and it looks identical.
That's funny.
Yeah, it's absolutely identical, and you can replace parts with it. Like you could replace Fluval parts with this part instead of paying the Fluval prices.
I tell you what, I recorded 3 of those reviews yesterday for the Aquarium and the Marineland, and then the Penplex. I couldn't get the Penplex to start up. I couldn't get it to prime. I fought that thing for 25 minutes. I could not get it to prime. So far, my experience with that filter is not so good, but the other 2, they went fine. So first one of those series is going to go up on Tuesday. I was actually editing it right before you called me.
When I look at like the Sun filters and videos online, it's either I feel like there's no like in between. It's either my son's been working for 5 years or mine quit working after 5 weeks.
Right.
So I'll be curious. I think you should do one.
Well, that's why. I mean, that's why I wanted to pick that one, because there are a lot of people that are interested in them. And whenever I've ever done a video about a canister filter, which they've all been fluval, I always get in the comments, "What about the Sun? What about the Sun?" So I figured it made sense to include that in there. But as far as a front runner and all that, I don't even know what's going to be a front runner. Actually, I think I do know what my front runner is going to be, but I have to get them all in my hands first. But I really like the idea of having that heater built in. That's pretty daggone cool. Not saying that the Owasa is my front runner. I'm just saying I like that concept.
Were any of them sponsored, or did you buy them all?
None of them sponsored. I didn't buy them all. First of all, I only have 3 so far. The Aquarium we did not buy, and that's because it came with that filter that aquarium that Lisa won at the Aquatic Experience. Mm-hmm. So I didn't pay for that one, but it wasn't sent to me by Aquarium. So it's not a sponsored thing. But that's how I wanted to do these was, I'm going to buy them. And then that way there is no bias or anything like that. Even though if somebody was to send it to me, I would tell them up front, hey, I'm going to do this honestly, blah, 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 blah. But it's still, I guess if I pay my own money, it's kind of forces me to tell exactly how I feel about it. So there you go.
Right, so we got another $2 super chat from Matthew Vargas. And what are 2 items that are must-haves in your fish room? I was going to be a smartass and say fish tanks, but Royal Fish Aquatics already said that.
Water and fish tanks? Water and fish?
So I'm going to answer a real answer. I'm going to say either the Python or Aquarium water changer kit is my must-have. What's yours? We can each do one. That makes 2.
5-gallon buckets.
That's a good one.
And it's just because you can use them for anything. You need to take a fish out, put it in something real quick. You got trash you want to throw in there. You got to clean out uneaten food, whatever it is. Do a quick emergency water change. 5-gallon buckets, they're just the most versatile thing ever. So that's my answer.
So Sandy says, I have a Rena XP4 and XP2. Both had them both for 10 years, no issues. I've heard amazing things about the Rena canister filters from like 10, 15 years ago. But apparently, either they changed who make them or something changed, I want to say 5, 6 years ago. And, this is all just hearsay because I've never owned one. And apparently they're not as good anymore, but I've always been after those older ones just because everyone says they're awesome and I really want to try one.
I had one long ago, 2010, I had one. And it was great. It worked perfectly fine. I probably got 5 years of use out of it. And yeah, it was good. I liked it. I actually forgot about the Renas, and I forgot about the Cobalts too. I had a Cobalt back when I was at the other house, and it was fine. It worked good too. It's affordable, and which a lot of them that we're doing are affordable. So, yeah, we'll have to see.
Well, I missed a $10 super chat from Bob Kaler. Sorry, my friend. Giving me the cheerleader super sticker. Thank you, Bob Kaler. I appreciate it.
I'm not even current on the chat. I'm way behind.
Yeah, so was I. I had to scroll down. And then the king of DIY, Joey says, long time no see, Bob. See you in Dallas. Joey, I am not sure on Dallas. I am 100% sure on Chicago, which I'm sure you're more than likely going to that one. At least I just assume. But Dallas, I'm kind of 50-50 on that or American Libraries Association. They're a week or 2 apart. And so I haven't decided. I'm also planning on going somewhere crazy that I cannot say yet. But it's
King George, Virginia.
It's going to be insane. But I cannot say yet. But thank you for the $70 super chat. I think that's Canadian. Yeah. So I don't know yet, Joey. We'll see. But it has been a long. I think it's been 2 years.
Yeah, because you didn't come to Aquashella last year because you're a loser.
Yeah. Yep. Joey coming through with a $6 US super chat. I don't think so, Dr. Black. um, but yeah, thank you, Joey. I really appreciate it. I think that's well, it's over $50 because it's pink. So there you go, guys. Joey stopping by the live stream. I think it's been a long time since I've seen you in here too, buddy. Thank you. I really do appreciate it.
Is Canadian more than ours or less? Like, is that worth more than 70 American or less than 70 American?
Less. The US dollar is worth more than the Canadian currently.
Okay.
But it's still pretty awesome. I just go by the color now. So, like, if it's yellow, you know it's $10 no matter which country it's in.
Green is
you gotta
fine.
learn the colors.
Yep. Pink is 50 to 100, right? And then 100 is red, isn't it?
Yeah.
I get so few, I wouldn't even know.
Yeah. I get so many reds that I it's all I expect now.
Yeah, you got 20 of them in that one night.
Someone said I should go to both. I can't be gone like back to back like that. It's too much on my dogs and too much on my fish. So, Chris with the $4.20 super chat says, "I'm late. How many subs did KG lose so far?" We're losing him. We're live on my channel, but I'm causing you to lose subs on your channel.
Let me check just to make sure everything's still copacetic here. Make sure my channel hasn't just completely collapsed. No, I think we're still good.
Bob and John, how do you feel about Geophagus? I personally love them and think they don't get enough credit. I absolutely love them too. I try to bring them in. I brought them in twice, and both times they came in very, very sick and did not make it. So, unfortunately, that's the case. I'm still gonna try. I've got a new vendor, so I might try with them, but we'll see. What about you, Geophagus?
Do you really say the name that way?
Geophagus?
I mean, talk about getting demonetized.
How else are you supposed to say it?
I've always pronounced it Geophagus, but that's just me. I mean, I also
whatever.
say
That's your accent.
I say beta too. So
yeah, what do you know? I say Project Piaba instead of Piaba, so everyone gets annoyed at me.
Yeah, that's
and
horrible.
I say Viola instead of Voila. Viola.
Anyway, I just actually call them Geos, and I love them. I love Geos. I almost bought some when I bought my Severums. I almost bought some Geos, but I didn't end up getting them. But I still kind of want them. They were albino. They were awesome. I love albinos. So, yeah, I'm a huge fan of them. And there might be some coming to the fish room very soon.
I have Juru Paris. And I love those too. Another Earth Eater. Joey says, everyone says how funny money is worthless. It's coming back. It used to be worth more than $1 not too long ago. So I don't think any money is funny money. Unless it's like Monopoly money.
How tall are you, Private? Sir, 5'9", sir! 5'9". I didn't
Stop!
know stack shit that high.
Now I'm demonetized.
What is that?
That's a ringtone I have for someone, and I forgot to turn my ringtone down.
Private Pile, jeez.
You should know that. Now I'm demonetized for sure.
Oh my goodness.
Rookie mistake.
I love it. I love being on your live stream. It's so much fun.
Yeah, a lot of times I mispronounce words on purpose just to trigger people. I'm not going to lie.
I mean, it's so easy in this hobby to say words the wrong way. And the funny thing is do you even know if you're the one saying it wrong, or is that's what I like about it? But
well, it's like, I mean, I see it a lot in like rainbow fish when they do Latin names. Like I hear Gary Lang pronounce it one way, and then someone else who's pretty esteemed in the rainbow community pronounces it a different way. I think there's a lot of location issues there that cause us to say it different, and plus I'm an idiot, so that doesn't help. Whatever is in my the way I look at it, as long as you know what I'm talking about, I don't care if you say beta or beta. I know what you're talking about. I'm not that stupid, and I don't think you guys are that stupid either. So as long as you know what I'm talking about, that should be all that matters, in my opinion.
Oh man, I get so much crap for saying beta. You have no idea. It's nonstop.
I get so much crap for saying beta.
Do you really? See, that's funny. I mean, I
Yeah.
automatically assume beta is the appropriate way of saying it. And that I think that's why people give me crap for it, because I know I'm saying it wrong and I still do it. But I just can't reprogram my brain. So
Yeah,
it
so
is
my
what it is.
second most watched video is a beta video, and all the kids freak out about how I say it. It's always the younger generation. Um, and it is. They come over from Taylor Nicole Dean's channel who says beta. And because my video was linked to her beta videos for a while.
Oh, nice.
And that's the only reason it has so many views. So it's not a good video by any means. But oh yeah, I used to like this was like 2 years ago. I would delete comments left and right, argue with people, but I don't care anymore. Whatever.
I mean, it's almost every day I still get it, because my most watched video is a beta video. And the funny part is, within the first 30 seconds of that video, I say, listen, I know I'm saying this wrong, but just cut me some slack here. I've been saying it this way for 25 years. People still give me crap for it. So it is what it is. I mean, that's a hardcore community and I get it. But, whatever.
So Eric has a good point. It doesn't matter how you pronounce it; it's how you care for the fish. The name's not gonna hurt it.
That's very true.
Excellent. And then someone said I was right. I just gotta say, where is this comment? Geophagus is a Greek word, and Bob is the winner. So I don't know if that means I'm pronouncing it right or
Hey,
not.
I didn't say you were saying it wrong. I said, is that the way you say it? Because I've never heard anyone else say it that way. I've always said Fagus.
The
But
only person that I believe is Rachel. She corrects me all the time. She's like, "That's not how you say it." I'm like, "Well, you're probably the one that does know how to say it." So I'm not gonna argue with you. Dr. Black says my beta was found dead this morning. I believe he had dropsy. Sorry to hear that, buddy. Dr. Black has like these crazy live streams at like 3 in the morning. His house is burning down. He's in Australia, and he's still over there live streaming all the time. Dude's crazy. I love that guy.
yeah, and they're calling their stream Tank Talk now. Wondering if they're just trying to mess with me.
It's so original. When applicable, shouldn't the fish be pronounced the way the persons or location who discovered them name was pronounced? I don't know. Yeah, just call them. Fish Dream says, call them Siamese fighting fish. That would probably get more clickbaity too if you said Siamese fighting fish.
Now, see, it's funny that Zen's Ginger brings that up, because there is a fish that a lot of people mispronounce. And here I am, I say beta wrong every day, and I'm correcting, saying that people say something wrong. But it's the Demasoni, which is one of the most popular African cichlids, bright blue and black, absolutely striking fish. And it is Demasoni. It's named after Leif de Mason. Anybody who knows African cichlids knows Leif de Mason.
I say Demasoni.
See what I'm saying? I mean, I've heard that. I've heard.
But you know what I'm talking about.
Well, yeah, I do. I even asked Leif about it, because I've been to Leif's farm, and I'm like, how do you react when people say Demasoni and all of these different things? He's like, what do I care? I don't care. It doesn't bother him. But yeah, that's it's Demasoni. It's named after Leif de Mason. I've gotten into some heated arguments with people, and I'm like, dude, I know the guy. Okay, it's like, I'm not making this up. I've been to this guy's house. I know this guy, and his name is not Leif de Mason. His name is Leif de Mason. But anyway, that's a fun one.
So I don't mind when people like correct me on pronunciations, but I'm still gonna say it my way because I've been saying that way forever. Like, it's cool to know, like, oh, that's how it's said. Okay, well, I'm not gonna say this word again for another month. I'm not gonna like just remember it anyways. Jeez.
Yeah, it's not an argument worth having, especially when you know you're saying it wrong, like I am with beta, and apparently Geophagus now.
Can I put a dolphin in a 125? Probably. I'm assuming you're not talking about like a bottlenose, an actual dolphin fish.
Are you
Shouldn't be a
sure that's
problem.
not somebody just being a rascal? That's
I don't
somebody.
know. It's a member, so I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. I'm assuming he's talking about the more mid or whatever that I can't pronounce. There's a couple different kinds in the hobby.
Or if we're talking about the African variety, the Morii, then absolutely a 125 is perfectly fine.
Yep, those are one of my favorite fish.
Me
The
too. I
dolphins.
showcase mine all the time because I've got some really good, super clear, well focused footage of mine. And I think I've used it in about 4 different videos.
One of my biggest regrets of all the fish I've gotten rid of. One is my epistle collection because that's going to be really hard to get back. Second is my tank with yellow labs and dolphins.
Hmm.
Those are my two favorite colors, and just one of those terrible decisions I made to get rid of them.
I've said it a million times. I really would love to set up that completely blacked out tank with nothing but yellow labs in it. I think I've seen it done and it's beautiful.
See? And it wouldn't look good in it with a blue background, would it? Nope.
Oh no, definitely not. Um, I have not. I mean, I've seen tanks full of dolphins. I've had tanks full of dolphins that were breeder tanks. It's a nice looking tank too, but not as bold and striking as the tank full of yellow labs. You get the right light on that tank, black out everything, black substrate, but just, gorgeous. I've been talking about it for years. I haven't done it yet.
So I want to talk to Ron, Mr. Friday Fish Facts. He sent me a request about snow white bristlenose plecos. And I've been doing some research on these fish, and I am very skeptical, Ron. Very skeptical still. They just look like poor, malnourished albino bristlenose plecos to me.
Yeah, that's one of those that's risky, probably.
Yeah. So I'm not trying to like shoot down your dreams or say you're wrong because I'm more than likely wrong. He said that they're kind of just getting started in Europe and making their way over here. But all the pictures I've seen of them, they look like dying albino bushy nose plecos. Salty Fresh with a $4 super chat says, "Can I put a betta in with multis?" Absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
No way. Thank you for the $4. But multis will shred a betta fish. And then somebody asked me if I was going to ALA, and I just mentioned previously I haven't decided yet. It's either ALA or Aquashella Dallas. I'm really anxious for them to get a date for Chicago. But yeah, so it's going to be one or the other for me because they're back to back, and not only can I not be gone back to back, but that's also very expensive back to back.
I really wish they would change the date of Dallas, then I could go.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, I still could go. It just occurred to me the other day. I was like, wait a minute, I pay all that money and hotel and all of that to go for and basically be there like 24 hours. I just don't know. I don't know that makes a lot of sense. So I might just go ahead and skip that one. Where in Florida is the ALA?
You fly into the airport that's above the Miami airport.
Is that
So
Orlando?
it's about 45 minutes north of Miami, I believe.
Okay.
And I can't remember the name. I've been looking at so many airports the last couple days because of my other trip.
Are you going to tell me that when tell me what that trip is when we're done streaming?
Not even offline.
Wow.
Nobody. Corey doesn't know. Jimmy doesn't know. Nobody knows.
I thought we were friends.
Yep. It's going to be one of those things where I'm just going to be gone and no one's going to know, and then I'm going to come back and have some crazy videos for everyone.
That's exciting.
It's going to be insane, like absolutely insane.
I'm really
Somebody
sad-
said that Greg Sage is working with these white bushy nose plecos, so I'm just looking at his site real quick, but I don't see him. I'm gonna keep this up so I can look at it later. He's coming here. Yeah, I'm going to the fish gallery. I would go to the fish gallery, absolutely.
Heck yeah.
I should have my new. I'm just waiting on my new passport Although I might have just given away too much info.
He's leaving the country, folks.
I will say I'm leaving the country.
He could be on his way to Nova Scotia.
Mike says, I need to come to the OCA extravaganza this year. Ohio Fish Rescue is right down the road from it. I really want to go to that one too. That one's really, really likely to happen because Jimmy is also in Ohio and I can stay at his house. I don't know how far away he is from it, but close enough to stay for free and make him drive me there.
See, that's driving distance for me. I mean, I've talked about going to OCAs. I just never have. It's driving distance.
Asks, will 3-lined pencilfish go with a pisto harem? Yes. Pencilfish are great for apistos because apistos stay at the bottom and pencilfish stay at the top. I am getting really big into pencilfish lately. More so, they're kind of like an underrated tetra as far as how they behave and what they can go with. I think they're better than tetras personally, but I want to go somewhere warm for a fish convention. It needs to be in Vegas. We should start one in Vegas. Would you ever go to Vegas?
Me? Sure. Why not?
I don't mean start one, but just like a meetup. Be like, we're going to Vegas. We could get like a bunch of people to go.
Can you even imagine the shenanigans that would go down?
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I'm not a drinker and I'm not a gambler, but I still love Vegas. I've been 50 times. It's amazing. The food is really good. There's so much to do there besides drinking and gambling. I love it there.
See, then it would be me and you, and then everybody else over there, because I'm not a drinker either.
The designated drivers.
I mean, as far as gambling goes, I like to play blackjack, but it's like I don't have to. I'm not going to be like, oh my God, I have to go play blackjack. But I'd probably go throw $50, and when I'm done with it, be done. And I'm not one of those people that would start shaking. I've got to go. But if you're in Vegas,
Don says I'm in Arizona. I'd be down for Vegas. Joey says I'm down to meet in Vegas. I'm a degenerate at heart, so it's a win-win. Vegas, you could probably make your video happen of your Fred Durst intro.
Oh man, I mean, that would be beautiful. Now see,
and think of the drone shots. I mean, there's the dam is there. There's so much stuff there. Area 51, you could take your drone to.
Yeah, they'd really like it over there. I mean, do they even allow drones in Vegas? I don't know. I haven't seen any.
You just do it. I had this when Jimmy used to live here. I had the same argument with him every time. We go on a hike. And he's like, dude, it's a national forest. I can't fly my drone. I'm like, get out your effing drone and fly the stupid thing. And I would have to peer pressure him no matter where we went. I'm like, just fly it. Who cares?
But wait a minute. Did he ever eventually cave and do it?
Yeah, every time. Okay,
because see, mine, maybe maybe Jimmy knows some kind of hack or something. Mine, it literally, if it's a restricted zone, you can't even take off.
You can fix that.
Okay, I'll have to get that.
That's you have to turn GPS off.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, yep. Because when I had it's a DJI, right? You have the Mavic Mini.
The Mavic Air. It's actually right behind me, right there.
Yeah, but either way. So I had a DJI too, and you have to turn off GPS. There's something you can turn off and allow it to go anywhere. I had the same issue with mine.
Okay, see, I didn't know that.
It's just a drone, and if they got something to hide, it needs to be found anyways, because we pay for it with our tax dollars.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't take it and fly it over Area 51. Come on, I wouldn't do that, but I'd love to fly it over.
I would get a $60 Walmart special and fly it over Area 51. Not my DJI.
Okay. Yeah, because then if you lose that one, it's no big deal. This one was not $60, but I'd love to fly it over the fountains and stuff like that at Vegas if they wouldn't have a problem with that. I don't know.
First of all, if you know the handshake, you can do anything in Vegas. Well,
you'll have to teach me when we get there, because I don't know the handshake.
It's the $20 handshake. It works everywhere.
Oh, I see.
Yep.
Gotcha.
Jimmy wasn't allowed to fly his at Candy's because she's 2 miles from the air. Yeah, I definitely would not fly next to an airport. That's just.
Yeah, that's the problem that I have. My house is right next door to a top secret military facility, so I can't even fly it in my house. So
wow,
kind of a
Yeah,
bummer.
I would probably not do it in those situations, but like when we're way up in the mountains, 100 miles from anywhere, it doesn't matter. Just fly it.
I mean, the national parks thing, I do agree, because the reason why they do that is probably because there's people there and they don't want people to get hurt and all that. Okay, that's fine. But around me, there's a lot of national parks that are like Civil War battlefields and stuff like that. And nobody's ever there. So
Man,
it's
if you
like,
don't want to get hurt, don't go out in public.
yeah, that's true.
And if you don't want to get filmed, don't go out in public. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, that's fine with me. I didn't get any
I think
drone
drones can
time.
scare small birds from their nesting areas.
Well,
Maybe
me.
temporarily. But I flew mine at my dad's house, and he's got bats, he's got birds, chickens, pheasants, everything, and I didn't notice any long-term effects. You will always get a free pass by playing dumb and saying you didn't know it was illegal. Yeah, that works a lot too. I know, ignorance of the law is not an excuse, but a lot of times you can just say, "Oh, I didn't know." As long as you're polite, that usually works most.
And as long as you're not flying it over Area 51. I mean, like if you're flying it at a national park, the Civil War battlefield or something, sure, that would definitely work, because the odds are if there was a park police person there, they wouldn't want to mess with your stupid drone anyway. But Area 51, come on, you can't play dumb there.
I mean, if they just come after me, I would just fly my drone a couple miles down and say, "What? Land it and go pick it up later." Whatever.
Yeah,
I'm a very Ron Swanson type of attitude when it comes to what I'm allowed to do and what I'm not allowed to do.
well, that's fine. Don't spend big money on your drone then. Landed on somebody's house, you just done lost that drone.
There's
I
some
paid way too
there's
much
some
money.
county in Colorado that made it legal to shoot down drones that are flying over your property.
I would not be surprised if that was allowed here in King George, because people in King George don't play.
If you come to Florida, I will house you, says Royal Fish Aquatics. Yes, I will say that one of the many, many, many great things about being on YouTube is the hospitality of just everyone. I've had, anytime I mention I'm going to go somewhere, I always get like a private message, Instagram, face, wherever, email that said, "Hey, we'd love you to hang out. You can stay at our house if you come here." I've never taken anyone up on that because I snore really, really loud and I would feel bad for them. And I only make Jimmy and Corey live through that, so I would hate to do it to a subscriber because they would probably unsubscribe from me.
I got a message from someone, and I feel really bad because I didn't even respond. Same exact thing, and it was apparently he works for one of the airlines, and he was like, "I can totally fly you to Dallas." And I didn't respond because that's super cool of you. That's awesome. But for me, those things never work out. So I'd end up showing up at the airport and they'd be like, you don't have it or whatever. But also I would feel bad doing that, taking something like that from a dude, from a company. That's one thing. But so I didn't even message him back. And I feel bad because I would also feel awkward saying no, thank you, because I feel like that's mean too. So I don't know.
Well, I always say thank you if I'll let you know if I need a place to stay.
Yeah, probably should have done that.
I mean, yeah, at least be polite. I mean, there's a lot of messages that I don't respond to, but I always respond to people who say nice things, I guess. I don't know, offer things. But like when people message me and ask when I'm going to start shipping again, I don't respond to those.
Oh, that's good customer service. Good job.
Nothing but the best here, buddy. I've said it 100 times. Like, I don't know how many more times I can say it. Chad doing ahead with the $10 super chat. Thank you. Two cool guys. Thanks for the stream. Another place I need to go, Tennessee, and check it out. Dude, totally off topipic, but we're talking about Virginia. The house.
Oh, don't do it. Don't
the housing
do it.
prices there are insane.
Oh.
No, dude, I found a house that was 1,600 square feet with a 1,600 square foot basement on 52 acres for a little over $200,000. How is that even possible?
Where in Virginia, though? I mean, is that like the Hills Have Eyes country, or where are you talking
It's
about?
probably out there somewhere, but I got lots of guns. I don't care.
I mean, because where I'm at, No.
Yeah, it's probably
52
up in
acres.
BFE somewhere, but I couldn't believe it.
No, no, no. I'm not. I'm up in Northern Virginia. I mean, I'm on the border of Maryland. I'm where everything costs 5 times as much. So
Maybe it was
yeah,
West
50,
Virginia.
52. What? I'm on the complete opposite side of the state, you idiot.
Now I'm questioning myself.
52 acres where I'm at would be millions. In the county that I live in would
And
be
how many
millions.
acres do you have? Like 200?
One, one. I have a postage stamp. 1 acre.
John, I'm flying to the UK. Wait, I'm flying to the UK to New Zealand, 29-hour flight. I'm going to listen to your Friday live stream in November.
My, wait.
So
What?
I think he's going to be listening to your live streams while he's flying on a 29-hour flight.
Oh, well, hey, I hope I can help you get through that flight. That's a long time on an airplane.
Yeah, probably need some sleeping material.
Yeah, the streams will be good for that for sure.
Mile High Plecos with the $20 super chat says Colorado's cooler. We got plecos. Mile High Plecos. I want to know what you're doing between February 4th and February 8th. You should message me, or I'll message you later.
That's the secret trip. He's going to Colorado.
No, but I will tell you right now, it is dirt cheap. It is $97 round trip from Seattle to Colorado for those 5 days.
Wow.
Yeah, $97. That's insane. JH Aquatics says, who will be at the Big Fish deal? That's way too far away from me.
I'll be there.
Are you going?
Yeah.
That's cool. I think you're pretty close, right?
It's an hour from me. Daggone right, I'm close. Yeah, there's quite a few people are going. I know Mike's going. Fish Tank Barn is going to be there. We're there. Scott and Liz, Rachel, Susie Q's going. There's quite a few people going. I think even Fisherman Fever. Somebody said he's going now. I haven't heard that from him, but that would be cool too.
He might be here. Chattanooga Ed might know.
And well, Ed's going to be there. That means he's probably taking
Well, I
Fisherman
didn't say
Fever
Ed's going to
stuff.
be there. I'd say he just might know.
Well, no, he just said it in the chat. I will be there.
Oh, so yeah, maybe they are both going. Maybe Bob Kaler will go too.
That'd be awesome.
Well, dang.
Yeah, it's going to be a good turnout this year. It looks like it anyway. It looks like it's going to be fun. Lisa's going to be doing a demo of an aquascaping for a tank for a beta. We just bought, beta. We just went and bought the tank over the weekend. She bought a nice little 14-gallon cube that we're going to do the demo on. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
Yep, he says Fish Room Fever is going.
Nice.
I wonder how far of a road trip that is. Probably like 14 hours, 13 hours.
For them?
Yeah.
Oh, no, probably like 8 or 9. I'm sure Ed could tell you because he's probably Google mapped it already, I would imagine. But yeah, because I think it's like 8 hours for me to drive to them. Or no, that's to Knoxville. It's 8 hours for me. But anyway.
Somebody else just said they were going too, but I missed it. Oh, David says Big Fish deal is close. I'll try to get up there as well. Is it only cichlids? So have you been to one before?
I went to one last year, and no, it is not only cichlids. There was quite a bit of everything there last year. It's a very small show. It's very intimate, is the way I like to describe it. So it's not like the aquashellas and stuff like that, but it's a lot of fun. It's very cool. But it's definitely not just cichlids. It's kind of an everything goes kind of thing, but it's all freshwater. So
8 hours. 8 hours. That's not bad.
okay.
That's too long for me. I'd rather fly, but apparently JH Aquatics is going. That's pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah, I know Amber's going to be there for sure, and then he's going to be. He just said that today that he was going to be going, or at least that's when I heard.
Did you
and
watch Lucas's video with JH Aquatics?
I did not.
Apparently,
I
he went
believe-
down there and they aquascaped out in the wild, like a tank, and it looked pretty cool. Kind of made me want to go.
Huh? How about that?
Yeah, you should check it out. It's actually pretty cool. Like just the whole landscape. was pretty neat.
That's cool. Yeah, I had kind of
Fish
a
Aquatics might go to the big fish deal. I would love to, Bob. Yes, that was so cool. I don't know what they're talking about.
I saw somebody ask what kind of drone I have. It's the Mavic Air is the one I have. It's actually right there. That's the box, but the drone is actually there. I can reach it.
Small shows are a lot of fun. Yeah, I do like small shows. I think they're both fun, but it's definitely different. Large, small show, different vibe.
You go to that show for the people, not to see a lot of stuff.
So when a lot of YouTubers start going and it blows up and it's not so intimate anymore, what's gonna happen?
I don't know. I hope that's what happens though, because there's a lot of really nice people that run that show. So it'd be nice if that's what happens. Here we are. There it is. It's the Mavic Air, and I love it. It's my friend.
I'm trying to get the Aspidoras. Me too, my friend. Me too. Because I need a reason to go to the Virgin Islands. Yeah, it helps. It helps. 500 live streams from the same event. That's more like Aquashella. Live streams nonstop.
There is going to be a stream from the Big Fish deal.
Whoa, way off.
And it might actually be on my channel. I don't want it to be on my channel because I think I would rather it be on a smaller channel to bring everybody to that channel. But I think they're going to try to do one of those type things like we did at the Aquatic Experience 2 years ago, where it's kind of like a long stream.
I like that one. That was a fun live stream. At least, I mean, I was only on it for like 10 minutes, but...
Yeah, it's... People come in and they go, and it's like a non-stop flow of people in and out. So it's very cool. I was actually talking to Scott about that today, about possibly bringing all my stuff to set up the stream, but I want it to be on somebody else's channel. It's not that I don't want it on my channel, but I feel like it'd be better served on someone else's channel.
So Bob Kaler says, Bob, when will you have yellow rainbows? I don't know. It's really weather dependent. I tried to get them this week, but we decided it was the best interest of the fish not to ship this week because of weather. So I don't know. I'm trying to do another rainbow fish order. I do have some really cool rainbows that I haven't shown yet, that are like Gary Lang rainbows. So I do have some other stuff that I've been sitting on for a while. But as far as like new batch, I don't know. It could still be a couple weeks, if not a month. Honestly, I just don't know.
We have a superstar in the house, Bob.
Lisa.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lisa's coming on the stream on my Thursday stream.
Oh, is that a fact?
I just made that up right now.
Oh, it's like, well, I'm going to have to show her how to do it then.
Yeah, I just made that up.
She'd probably do it. You just never ask.
I asked once.
And she said no?
I don't. She probably thought I was joking.
Oh.
I mean, I do that a lot, so I can't blame anyone. Can Corydoras live with Aspidoras? Absolutely. Both very peaceful fish. Jason Aquatics is donating to the fish auction. What are you bringing? What are you bringing? We need to know. The people that are going need to know.
I keep seeing somebody asking about me entering my OB cichlid in one of these shows. I'm not going to do it. I think fish shows are really cool. I think it's fun to go and see the really fancy, really nice fish, but I'm too nervous of a person to do that. And that fish is special. I love that guy. And I don't know. It just scares me too much to transport him up there. And, it's just too much for me. So I'll just let him look cool in my tank.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about the fish shows because, like, at the Aquatic Experience, that was the one thing that was done right, but of course it's done by hobbyists, not them. So, and done right, I guess, I don't know. That's pretty loosely. I say that loosely, I guess. But yeah, just dragging them around like that, just for a show. I feel
Yeah,
like
and
it,
I mean,
I mean,
I'm not saying. I'm sorry, I keep stepping all over you. Go ahead.
no, because I don't know how I want to say this. It's nothing bad, but I'm trying to put my thoughts into words. Like, I feel like there's a better way to do it without putting that much, like, stress on the fish. I mean, sometimes when I see those huge cichlids in uncycled 20-gallon tanks, it's just like, if I spent that much time on a fish, that much care, the last thing I would want to do is stress it out by taking it on a 10-hour road trip, putting it in a small tank for the weekend, driving it back. I don't know. I mean, I get it, dog show people the same way, but there's just so much more when it comes to a fish, as far as, like, I don't know.
Well, there's so much more that can go wrong with the
Yeah.
fish, and that's kind of my point. Is Scott from King and Queen Cichlids pretty much ran the whole thing at the Aquatic Experience this last year, and he did a great job. I mean, it's not my fear has nothing to do with the people that are running these shows or the tanks that they're in or anything like that. It's more the getting to and from and all of that nonsense. That's too much for me. And
Well, and so the 3 times I've been to the Aquatic Experience, I go and I've always looked at the show fish, but by the end there's always 1, 2, 3 tanks that are empty by the end because the fish died. And it's like, here you've been working with this fish for like 10 years, making this beautiful fish, just to have it get stressed out and die over the Aquatic Experience, like over a ribbon. It's like,
yeah, I mean, but I also I understand the draw for somebody to show their fish. I think that would be something cool if you had a fish that, like you just said, you just work with it and you're like, okay, I'm going to make this my show fish and then win prizes. And I understand why somebody would want to do it, and I think it would be cool. It's just not for me, and it's because of the stress. I'm the guy that's stressing out on my way home from the fish store. I mean, so to do that, it'd be too much stress for me. So
yeah, I mean, I
that's
could
why I
get
do
that
it.
too. It's like when I go to the conventions, like I stress about my fish at home, um, which is why I would never do them back to back. I stress about my dogs. I couldn't even imagine taking fish to a show, how much stress that would be.
Well, see, that's why you have to have kids, because then they can take care of them when you're out of them.
Yeah, but
Out of
then,
the house.
you got to deal with them for how many 10, 15, 16 years before they're capable of doing that? That's not worth
Yeah.
it.
Hey, nothing comes easy in life. You got to work for it, whatever you want.
That's certainly true. So I think we're going to go till 6:30 and keep it short tonight, just because it's Monday and these are my 1-hour live streams generally. But so we'll go 13 more minutes.
You missed a super chat with a question to me, by the way.
Yeah, I was waiting for you to read it because it was towards you.
Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the $3 super chat, Mike. That I expect payment in full, Bob, after the stream. Any Victorians in my future? I'm not opposed to Victorians. There's a lot of absolutely gorgeous Victorian cichlids. They're not in my immediate plans, though. I've had them in the past. I've enjoyed them in the past. But I don't have any plans for them in the immediate future. Sorry to disappoint.
I know this wasn't asked towards me, but I absolutely love Victorians. And
Yeah,
every
there's a lot
time
of
I
them.
order fish, I see them on the list, and I was like, I want these guys so bad. Even something simple like the ruby green, there's so many cool Victorians, and they have such amazing personalities. They're just really fun.
I've never known if I'm pronouncing it right, but the nearer eye, that's how I pronounce it. I love that fish. We used to breed them. They were awesome. I always called them the Pundamilla nearer eyes. Probably saying it wrong, but that's my favorite Victorian for sure. Love Victorians. I just don't have a particular need for them at the moment. I
Yeah,
am going to get some new tanks, but
I had
they're not going to be for that.
I had a brand new species, and again, it was one of the fish that I should have never got rid of. But this fish was collected by Lawrence Kent, which some people might know who he is. He's gone. He's made talks at Aquatic Experience a couple times in various clubs, but he actually went over and collected a new species, brought him back, and I got a hold of some of the fry, and I raised them up. There might still be a video on my channel. I don't know if it's public or not, but they were just the coolest fish ever. They were beautiful. And then when I redid my fish room, it was one of the fish that I got rid of. I got rid of it to another person in the club, though, so at least I know they're well taken care of. It's not some random Craigslist dude. But I'm still super sad about getting rid of them.
Yeah, the near eye that I had, a guy, it was when we had our store, and a guy hit me up and he's like, hey, I breed these. I've got an active breeding colony. Would you want them? And I'm like, well, I don't know. He's like, I'm just going to give them to you. I'm like, okay, yes, please. And he brought them in. We had a 55-gallon tank that we put them into, and instantaneously they started breeding like crazy. It was like, whoa. And they were gorgeous. So that kind of a similar scenario. I mean, it's I was not expecting them, and they just show up, and they're actively breeding, and they were breeding absolutely gorgeous fish. We sold them like crazy. So, yeah, loved those. But
yeah, if I was confident in my ability to sell them, then I would bring in Victorians. But I don't think people are really going to my website for Victorians, so I'm not sure how well I would do. And I'm also looking at actually narrowing down the focus on my website. When I first started it, I wanted to do, all these tetras, all these barbs, all these raspberry. I wanted this huge selection of fish. And now I'm just like, whoa. Let's just dial it back a little bit. Screw all the tetras. People can get those anywhere. I don't need to take up tank space with that. And now I'm thinking about like downsizing my selection, but having more of what I do keep. So like rainbow fish, like have 30 different species of rainbow fish versus like 15 species of rainbow fish and then 15 species of tetras or something like that.
Well, those rasboras that we got from you are still doing super well.
Yeah, so I love rasboras, so I'll never stop selling rasboras. It'll be like, I've been thinking about this for over my winter break here. It'll be like, obviously rainbow fish, rasboras, pistos. I got pistos coming in this week and hopefully next week. And then just the oddball stuff like the clown killies, the pandagaras, stuff that you just can't get almost anywhere.
Lisa was intrigued by some killifish the other day. We'll have to see what happens there. Petco. There was killies at Petco. I'm not saying that's where she's going to get them. I'm just saying they had them at Petco. I'd never seen killifish at Petco before. They must have been somebody dropped them off.
The only thing I've seen at Petco and PetSmart is the golden wonder killifish. I
don't remember what these were. They were teeny tiny, like really teeny tiny.
Maybe like lamp-eye killifish? Like the Norman's lamp-eye killifish are amazing. I would bring those in a heartbeat.
I didn't even look at the name. I just looked at them and I was like, oh, that's a killifish. I don't even know what they had it listed as, but I mean, it was cute. It had that distinct killifish style, but you never know with her, She might become a killifish person next. I mean,
well, you never really know. That's the great thing about this hobby. There's so many different places you could go. You can do this for a couple years, and then you can go this way and then that way. And
well, I mean, I said it to you earlier today. I said, what are we going to talk about? And you had no idea. And then I said, well, maybe I'll ask you questions about rainbows, which I never ended up doing because I've never kept rainbows. So I'm thinking maybe I might start a rainbow tank down in the basement. So, and here we are with 5 minutes left. I didn't even get to ask you about them.
Well, that's all right. You know where to get them.
Yeah, and I know who to call.
I have a species coming in this week that is brand new to the hobby, like under a year. So they were just discovered 10 years ago. They're finally made their way to the hobby on a larger scale, and I'm really, really excited to get them in.
Well, maybe that's what I'll buy then.
Well, good, because they're insanely expensive.
Oh, well, maybe I'll try some other ones first. It's not a difficult fish to keep, though, is it? I mean, it's pretty standard, right?
No, rainbow fish are so easy. They're so forgiving with water parameters. They look great in planet tanks, like super active. Whatever.
Yep, we'll have to see.
Sand Creek Aquatics with the $5 super chat says, great stream, John and Bob. Thank you, Sand Creek. I appreciate it. Terrence says, I have 12 red neon rainbow fish that are amazing. Yep.
What is it? The Bosemani are the ones that are blue and yellow? The males?
Yep.
Yeah, I really like those.
Yep, and I got the best ones you can get straight from Gary Lang. Well, they're like F2, I think, from wild caught Gary Lang fish.
Okay. Yep, sign me up.
Yep. Probably my second favorite rainbow fish currently.
The first time I saw those on YouTube, I'm pretty sure was Dustin did a video about them. And I was like, wow, those are really, really cool. So I've kind of been thinking about those ever since.
Yeah, he's got him in his large 220. I don't know if he still does, but back then when he was making videos on them, I still remember. I don't know. There's some videos that I just remember on YouTube. And obviously when I first came onto YouTube, I was looking at rainbow fish, so obviously his channel came up right away.
My first memories of YouTube are Dustin, Joey, and Mark Bolton. Those are the first 3 channels I watched.
Crazy how far it's gone, huh?
I mean,
now a joker like me is on here.
Well, and Mark isn't even doing anything anymore, and I mean, it is very different. Dustin is very different. Not that he's bad, but he's doing things very differently than he was back then. Shoot, Dustin was... Sometimes he was putting 2-3 videos out a day. I mean, he was going nuts there for a while. But, yeah, those were the days.
That's kind of the cycle, except now it's like live streams. All the newer channels like live stream nonstop. And I did the same thing when I started. I was like live streaming 4 times a week, 5 hours at a time. It's just like the natural progression. I don't know.
I think for the newer channels, it's all about getting those watch hours. That's why a lot of them are doing it. Plus, it's fun. Live streaming's fun. I mean,
know, it's super fun. And I would probably go back to 3 days a week if I had time.
I would stream a lot more if I knew there wasn't going to be technical issues.
I'm telling you, you just need to pay a guy that knows what he's doing to come out there.
You know what? It's something different every single time, and it just makes me crazy. I've had more than one message this week, several actually, people like, did you just give up or have you quit live streaming? I'm like, no. I mean, we did not stream last week because we were at a hockey game. It was a Christmas gift. Alex Ovechkin got a hat trick, which was amazing. That was a beautiful game to be at. I bought 3 Capitals bobbleheads. Yep, started that collection. And then the week before that was where everything just took a total dump on me, and I immediately deleted it after we were done streaming. So, yeah, it's 2 weeks now that we haven't streamed. So I understand people messaging me and wanting to make sure I'm not dead.
You just gave up. Did you?
I mean, it's too much fun to just give up. But I've thought about it with the issues that I've had, but at this point I've spent too much money on live streaming stuff to quit. I got to go at least another year or so to justify the expense.
It's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, it's stupid is what it is. If I was just using my phone, it'd probably be no problem at all.
I know. See, suckers like me, we spend all this money, and then you have someone like Lucas Bretz that streams from his phone, gets like 10,000 views a live stream.
Yep.
It's like, if only I could be as smart as that dude.
And the funny thing is, all of the money that I've spent, and it's probably $5,000-$6,000 just on live streaming stuff, it's not to improve the quality of my stream. It's to just get it to be normal.
And
to get rid of, and it's still not. I mean, it's absolutely bananas. What's weird is it's always fine if I'm a guest on somebody's stream, but when I'm doing my own, it just...
Like I told you, it's not an issue with your internet. It's software.
I don't know. I mean, it's
software. We tested your internet. Remember? Your internet is blazing fast.
I remember. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I don't want to talk about it anymore. It makes me sad.
Echo.
No, don't even bring that up. Good Lord.
Joey says, I just stream from my phone too. Well, see, the smart people can do that. This is why, like, people that know a lot about the hobby. See, I have to make up for my lack of knowledge with all this fancy green screen and having people on my stream, and it just all kinds of masks my stupidity, and it's like just smoke and mirrors on my channel.
I could not agree more when it comes to me.
Thanks.
I'm not agreeing for you. I'm saying for me. Yeah, it's absolutely true. And it is what it is. It's really making me sad.
Well, and on that note, I think we're going to call it a stream.
Well, good, because I'm about to start crying, and that's probably going to look ugly.
Well, that happens to most of my guests on my live stream by the time we're done.
But no, Lisa and I will be streaming on Thursday. We'll be back on track. So there you go.
All right, there you go. Thursday at
9
6
o'clock.
o'clock my time.
6 o'clock your time. That's correct.
KGTropicals live on YouTube.
And we've got a really, really cool story to tell from an email that we got. So that'll be fun.
Now, is this going to be one of those things where you have like a topic for your live stream, but then you tell a story so you don't get to the topic till like an hour in?
No, well, no, this. So a guy emailed me just to tell me this story. So it is a story that is somebody else's story.
Of a
So
lovely
it's going to
lady?
be me, huh?
Is it a story of a lovely lady?
No, come on now. No, it's actually a story, and there's pictures to show it, of an aquarium saving a home from being burnt down. It's
Okay, that's interesting.
yeah.
But I
You see what I'm
did
saying?
do something stupid. Kaler's Aquatics, I missed your super chat, $25. I am sorry. You guys are two of my favorite channels. Always enjoy the content. Thank you, Bob Kaler.
Bob, you got to come to Maryland, man, in March.
Oh yeah, I forgot to see if he was gonna go to that or not.
All you got to do is hitch a ride with Chattanooga Ed. You'll be there.
Curtis, oh, here, well, I'll end it with this. He says, am I on my new computer yet? I am finishing that right after the stream, which is why I don't want to go any longer. I got the last piece of the puzzle in the mail. I'm guessing that's why my dogs are barking. It was just some white shrink wrap, or silicone, and that's all I was waiting for to make it look nice and pretty. So I can finish it up tonight, and I'll be on it on the Thursday live stream. So there you go, Curtis. So anyways, thank you, John, for coming. I always appreciate it, and thanks, because it was fairly last minute, and it's so much easier for me to do this with somebody else on here than just doing it by myself, so I appreciate it.
I'll do it every week, and you know that. It's fun for me, too. Thank you for having me on.
Well, I might ask you next week then.
That's fine.
All right, guys. I will see you on Thursday at 9 a.m., and then we will go to John's live stream at 6 p.m. Pacific. Bye.